I'm at Eurobike 2024. I wasn't planning to make a video, but when Dangerholm brings his lightest mountain bike in the world, I have to show it to you. Look who I found. It's Dangerholm. Hi, Gustav. How are you?
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you again.
Always a pleasure.
It's good you already have a microphone on.
I don't know how that happened.
It's very convenient to make the videos with you. This year is slightly different compared to the last Eurobike. This year you brought the all-out weight weenie, super light mountain bike, and I don't give a shit about weight, Mad Max, crazy build that you can see over there.
Two ends of the spectrum.
Two ends of the spectrum, yeah, very different from the last year. What stays constant though is the length of your shorts, or in this case, the color of your leggings. Should we start with the super light bike?
Let's head over there.
Yeah, let's go. So, the lightest mountain bike in the world.
It might be a very close second, but it's right there.
586.
Sub 6.
But this is on Puck Tool scales.
No, this is on the Kern table scales, the one that you have. Yeah,
The one? These ones?
No, the part by part.
Well, I'm glad at least it's not as light as my gravel bike. I would be very disappointed if it was.
I did my best, but
Yeah, okay.
I can't beat you. I just can't.
Yeah, if you want to be Dangerholm, just build a bike in a different category, but light, and then say I built a lighter bike.
Yeah. It's as easy as that.
So let's talk about this bike. What I like about your builds, even though it's super light, it actually looks great as well, because most weight weenie bikes are like bare carbon, black everything.
Yeah.
But this one looks really nice.
So, I mean, this was really a back to the roots project for me, like almost repeating my scale build from 2017.
Yeah, I remember that.
But just improving on it a bit. So, I mean, some of the style is similar with the stripped Kashima Fox forks and stuff like this. But of course, there has been some new components since then.
Yep.
So, to start with the frame, it's the Spark RC SL. And it weighs, with the derailleur hanger and some hardware, 68 grams, something like
That's
this.
very impressive.
So
Yeah.
it's really impressive. So if you were to set it up like a transmission bike, it would be below 750 if you drop the derailleur hanger. And this time I actually polished the carbon, so it's a little bit more shiny than it usually is. But then we had some more polishing work, to say the least. With
How much time you spend on the fork?
Too much, and I was in a hurry too. So maybe I took a few shortcuts, but it's pretty good. It's good enough. So, but I actually think
No
that
shortcuts. Remember, no shortcuts. Cut shorts is fine.
The shame. No, but I actually think that I mean, the reverse arc, it looks really cool when it gets polished and you see all these openings and
really
everything.
Nice. And it's a nice fork they just released recently, right?
Yeah, with the new damper and everything. So I really look forward to testing it. So it has a custom through axle from Axel Schnebelt.
I was actually going to ask you, because there are carbon axles on the market, right?
Yeah.
So why you didn't use carbon to make it even light?
Yeah, it is carbon axle. So
it is?
Yeah, so the tube is carbon, and it's the same for the rear.
That's nice.
So they were made for the bike to save a few extra grams. So the fork with the axle and carbon steerer is just above 1200 grams. But the problem is that I have to reassemble the cartridge and everything, and do some stuff without a manual. So I actually...
So you're not sure it's working actually?
No, it's probably working, but it might be more oil than necessary. So maybe I can save a couple of grams there.
I'm sure Fox guys somewhere around. You can ask them to check
I would ask them. And then up top it's the Remo cockpit. And the reason I went with the traditional style is that I simply sort of like the look of a stem and separate handlebar. But also, long-term goal is that I also want to do a version with the bike with a aluminium Darimo stem that I can polish to match the fork, because it would
be nice.
look really nice. So
the front will be fully polished.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
So it won't add too much weight either. And then of course it's probably a highlight. The
That's
crazy Darimo prototype seat post combo, and
looks like a tree.
Yeah, it's such a cool design. Of course, it looks very different, so it takes some time getting used to it as it's different in proportions.
Have you tried riding it? Is it
Not-
comfortable?
Not yet, but it's based on one of my favorite saddle shell shapes.
Yeah.
And of course, the reason for doing this, instead of doing a direct attachment that would be lighter, is that you get all the flex and comfort. So it's actually like really soft in the carbon.
center.
Yeah. So it's a sign that the bike is meant to actually be ridden, I guess. And the weight for the combo is 137 grams in full
That's
length.
nice.
So it could be maybe 120 if we did like.
Did you go for the frame size down?
Yes, for this I
Okay.
did frame size. So in
Weight winning tactics.
yeah, so but in the past I used to ride the mediums because for easy terrain like you maybe do on a
Yeah.
hardtail, it's fun to ride a bike that's a bit more compact and
Yeah,
like
yeah. And it came
responsive.
from bike trials background
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah,
so-
exactly. So I mean the new generation scale is a couple of centimeters longer anyway. So it's almost like the old large.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just that I once again have the long seat post.
It doesn't look that long though,
No.
because of the design.
And of course we had to go fully weight weenie on the crankset setup. So it's the
What are these cranks?
Italian brand called Grigio Carbonio.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know them.
So the cranks are like 262 grams for
For a mountain bike.
175.
setup, yeah. Wow.
So even with the extra light chainring, it's I think just below 300 grams.
Nice. And,
And-
this, I can see the old
Egg beaters.
egg beaters.
I mean, it's not as durable with the bushings and bearings. So
But
it's
it's lighter.
actually the personal old pedals of one of my friends at R2 Bike. He was
Okay.
just sent them over when he found out that I was going to do this project. So
Nice.
that was very nice. of
Are they
him.
lighter than egg beaters 11, the modern ones?
Yeah, so I think they were 15 grams lighter or something like this. So we will see how long they last. I will
Yeah.
give it a good go. It's only pedals, so
Well, you take this bike off the stand, replace half of the components, and go for a ride.
no, but honestly, the plan with the bike is to like sort of in the end show two versions. This is the extreme
Like
version,
all it, yeah.
and then it's like the daily driver version with better tires and stuff like this. So just to make it fully usable for
Yeah,
all
makes
training
sense.
and
Because these
and
tires
whatever.
are 2.1s,
Yeah, it's the old generation non-tubeless.
and the rear tire was even
Yeah,
ridden to make it even lighter.
Funny thing that will make you think I'm 100% completely crazy is that in my search for light tires, because there's such a big variance, they can be from like 400 to 450 grams.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
when I sent you the photos of my tires I
yeah,
have.
yeah. So in the end, I had to purchase, I think it was 8 or 9 tires before I found a lightweight set.
The lightest one, yeah.
And I guess that since we're speaking about the tires and the tubes, the wheels are a real highlight. So they're built up by R2 Bike and they have the Porte rims, 30.6 millimeter inner width,
Yeah.
carbon spokes and extra light hubs, and 869 grams.
Nice.
So
So
it's-
that's pretty much similar to my gravel ones.
Yeah, but
with
full width. And I was really lucky. I asked very, very nicely if we could do something special for the brakes for the bike. So I have the
even lighter than
not
the standard.
lighter, but custom gold anodized. Just to bring something different with the looks and go nicely with the Kashima.
Yeah, that's really nice.
So, and
Is it 11 speed or
it's 11
12?
speed. So it actually has the old derailleur from my red Spark, the sub 8 kilo Spark. But I did a little bit more tuning on the derailleur, so now it's 170 grams. And I have the KCNC titanium cable and some old
Yeah.
lightweight housing. And
Do you keep those cables? Like
Yeah,
from,
yeah, I
move
move
them
this
from
around,
from
yeah.
one bike to another.
if it's fresh enough, I try.
Yeah,
but
some things like never go back in time. Like the tires, you can't find these tires
No.
on the market now.
No, exactly.
Like
And the cassette is actually a real odd bird. It's a Chinese brand called Six Wheel, and it's actually they're trying to make
it's
some.
fully aluminum.
No, it's steel with.
Okay.
So it's similar to a normal XX1, but it's 1044. It's just that it has some additional
Extra.
machining and it's 3-piece. So the weight is just 225 grams. So I guess that's
Amazing. That's
pretty much
incredible.
it. Yeah.
And probably
5.86.
unbelievable even I think 3 years ago, you couldn't have thought that this bike would be possible.
It's funny that some things in the bike world has only gotten heavier, like shifting and some other things. But the biggest difference is now in the wheels, with the rims.
Yeah.
In 2017, when I built the light bike back then, the lightest rims on the market, and I paid €1,000 each. They were still 300 and 302 grams, and now we have 250 gram rims. So it's
amazing,
like,
and I'm sure they're wider than
the old ones were 22. Yeah.
There you go.
So,
should we take it off?
But just for your information, it currently has the trick stuff discs.
Because you're on a trick stuff stand.
Exactly. So the crazy version has a old school lightweight rotors.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, we have to cut now.
Now we will check whether Dangerholm's bikes are as light as he tells everyone they are. I carried the scales all the way from London for that moment.
Only for this.
Only for this.
Will this be the fall of Dangerholm? Is it a fraud?
Yeah.
It just fakes everything?
0. I don't see the number.
5.94 with the trick stuff rotors.
So it seems right.
Pretty much.
So guys, Dangerholm is telling you the truth.
Sub 6 kilos.
Sub 6, and it's even lighter with the lighter rotors. Should we go and check the other build?
It's time for that.
Quite
now.
the opposite.
Exactly. I like the vest.
Thank you.
Brothers invest.
Brothers invest. Invest. Holy cow! That's one kind of a bike.
It's one of my heavier bikes. The last time I had a heavy bike like this was probably my 2003 Specialized Big Hit downhill bike with Gasalodis and stuff.
Oh yeah. And finally you build a bike that matches your outfit. Like you can just actually go and ride this bike,
I feel
right?
like there is a little bit of my soul in this bike, yeah.
Well, I don't know what even to start with. I mean, obviously, this fork probably weighs as much as the bike we just talked about, right?
It's actually lighter than I expected. So including the handlebars, it's like 3.6 kilos. So not too bad.
Weight weenie.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess we can start with the concept for the bike is simply that I absolutely love the motorcycles and vehicles from the Mad Max movies, with a rusty and worn patina and style like this. So I figured that if I'm going to do like a gravel e-bike, I want to turn it into something completely different, and that no matter if you have any interest in a gravel e-bike, you can still look at it and go like, okay, this is some cool shit, you know?
Yeah.
And also for many years now, even since I used to ride some motorcycles and stuff, I've been wanting to do this like clamp-on style,
clamp-on
handlebars. I even was this close to buying like in 10 downhill forks to shorten them to like 30 millimeter and have clamps there.
Yeah,
but then it messes with the geometry. But with this fork, I came up with the design, and the basic geometry is that the distance is 120 millimeter. So it equals like 120 millimeter stem.
Sorry, you're talking about geometry. Are you actually planning to ride this bike?
Yes. Of course. No, but
are they filming another movie and you want to like?
But yeah, I've been a long time fan of Monet Bikes, who's a small frame builder from New Mexico in USA. So I reached out to him and with the idea and said, can you do this? And gave him free reins with his creativity. And this is the result.
It's amazing. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
So this is a rusty carbon.
It's rusty carbon. So yeah,
you still weight weenie it hard, right? There should be.
Well, I did remove
something light.
I did remove like a kickstand mount and stuff like this, and also has some weight weenie extra light brake levers.
I've noticed that.
Yeah, but no, the top tube is actually from a crashed scale Nino edition. So then it's just been bonded in place for the looks. It's completely stupid because you can't fit a big bottle.
It's crazy.
But it gives you that.
And to remove this bottle, you actually need to stop and.
Yeah. but of course, in theory, I could get like a king cage side loader.
Yeah.
And next up.
So what about these rotors? It looks like you can cut trees when you go
You probably
camping.
can. Yeah, you probably can actually if you just attach it to something. So I reached out to Brake Stuff, who's a German brand. They produce brake discs for some other companies, but also do custom stuff like this.
Yeah.
And I said, please do this crazy idea. It doesn't have to perform well. It just have to be functional. So we'll
They're
see.
quite sharp.
Yeah, they are. Why do you think I have the disc
UCI
guards?
approved?
I'm working on it.
They'd love the design.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it would be fun to post in a road, put them on my foil.
And then the
that's a
first
good
crash,
idea.
yeah, and you like people hands
I
and
actually
ears
have
and
to do
everything
that.
else.
Send it to GCN.
The UCI has no jurisdiction there. That's
No,
what they say, right?
Exactly,
So,
exactly. It just continues in the same spirit with some pole components, hubs and calipers and stuff like this.
what's the chainring?
The chainring is a Garbaruk.
I thought it's Garber.
so
You made
this-
it look so different.
Yeah, but that's because they actually don't sell this gravel bike version. It was a prototype we did last year at the same time as we did the prototype for the
Or electric
Lumen.
bike. Yeah.
Yeah. So then I also asked them to do this at the same time. And yeah, there was actually like a lot of work trying to make new stuff look old.
It was old, yeah.
Like removing anodizing, and it was quite painful to take shiny stuff and make it look bad right away.
I can imagine, especially the rear derailleur. I can see it. You scratched it
I sat on the ground like this and
and cried.
I didn't have time to crash it, honestly.
You can't crush this. I
The-
remember
the
last year's
the only
Eurobike.
thing that has like genuinely been borne down with by me is that this is actually my old Brooks saddle that
Oh,
I used for
nice.
commuting for many years. So this is like the real deal.
The thing which would make this look even cooler would be the full disc rear wheel. That
Yeah.
would be awesome.
In rust.
In rust.
Yeah. Look, it would look
Or
like
scratched.
if you imagine like a rusty oil barrel.
Yeah,
The top of
spinning.
that would be like the disc.
Maybe next Eurobike. Who
Yeah, but
knows?
actually I do hope to. It's like 95% finished. I would like to add some more like steel stuff to it. The original plan was also to have a steel like guard for the.
You need
for
spikes
drive
as well
units.
on the through axles.
I do, and pointy stuff that I can throw at. I don't know, some moose in the Swedish forest. So the nice thing with this bike is that I actually rode it quite a bit, like with the drop bars in the original version, and maybe 80% of the time I actually rode it with the system shut off, because it actually is like it.
It is, yeah.
It is that good, but of course now it's a few kilos heavier, so maybe it's 50% natural riding now. Yeah, it's really fun to see it here at the Scott booth, because Scott is of course it's performance, it's carbon, it's shiny stuff. And now you have
Next to Nina Shutters.
Exactly, and you have the steel and rust, and it just I could have painted a bike fully neon, and this still stands out more. So
I know. Well, as always, great to talk to you.
likewise,
Keep inspiring all of us. I'm sure many people.
you should keep inspiring me also now.
Oh,
I mean, I'm
good,
getting the
yeah,
competition from this guy. I'm feeling like maybe I get.
I'm still waiting for that moment. I'm still waiting, and I'm also waiting for the moment when you will have your own booth, because like every year there are more and more components marked Dangerholm.
One day.
One day. Thanks very much.
Pleasure.